I don't step out looking like I don't belong to myself is what I'm. That's it. That's the sentence.
Choice sentence. I loved it.
Let's be best friends.
Hello, I'm Cole Sauer, and welcome to Let's Be Best Friends, a podcast where I talk to people that I barely know and try and convince them to be my new best friends, because in times like these, who needs enemies? My guest today is a Twitch streamer and tarot reader, Aggie Panda.
Aggie.
Aggie,
you got it.
damn.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It's a hard read. No, it's... Hi. Yeah, that's me. I'm Aggie Panda. It's funny you say Twitch streamer and tarot reader, but there's so much more.
Oh my God, tell me all about
it. So people like to call me the Swiss Army knife of people, because I've literally done everything in my life. I've done everything from like retail sales to I was the disability consultant for the Canadian Museum for Human Rights as they were opening. So like everything between on those scales of skills I have done. Yeah. And plus I like do things like DJ. I've done burlesque. I make costumes. I design clothing. By the time this is out, my masks will be launched. I have a limited edition drop of masks coming out next week. And I do it all. So thank you for having me today. I'm excited.
Thanks for being on. This is great. I'm so excited. I love getting all different kinds of people on the show. And this is like...
It's like, and it's so like, so... We came through Shaq, obviously. Shaq is the most delightful and wonderful human on the planet.
Absolutely.
And he was like, no, you need to do this because you're perfect for this show. And I'm like, yeah. Now that I'm meeting you, I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, this is a symbiotic relationship, and I'm so happy to be here today.
I'm pumped. When he messaged me, he was like, yeah, you should. I have someone who might be good for the podcast, and I was like, done. Like I just like immediately went to your Instagram and was like, okay,
yes,
let's do it. Let's set it up.
I love it, and I love talking about myself. So like, don't hesitate to ask stupid questions because
I am an awful host. I like to just sit here and let people talk.
I'm kind of the opposite. I actually got told that I talk too much on my show, and then I was like, but it's my talk show.
Yeah. No, see, that's why I did an interview show, because like I could sit here and go on forever and ever and ever, but that's what you tuned into my Twitch stream for.
Hey, there
so I just go like, I ask like one question, and then I just sit here for like 20 minutes and just kind of go like,
I love that. Okay, so I haven't picked a spread for you yet today, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to my favorite Instagram account that has all of the spreads that I like to use. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's your sign? Your astrological sun?
Sun? You know okay. Leo.
You're Leo. Yeah. Okay. Do you know your rising and moon or no?
Double Sag.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Sag Leo.
Okay, but here's the thing that's really weird about people in my life is I've met so many doubles this year.
Really? I haven't. So for the longest time, I thought I was triple Leo. Like I had a friend of mine in high school do my reading, and they were like, "Yeah, you're Leo all the way down," and I was like, "That makes perfect sense." I'm like wicked Leo. And then as I've gotten older, I did it again and found out I was double Sag, and I was like, it turns out I'm just a Leo with anxiety. Like that's all that really means.
Yeah, pretty much. That's yeah. Wow, yeah. So I'm actually a double Virgo Capricorn.
There you go.
Myself, yeah. So I'm a double Virgo Capricorn, and several other people I've met this year are doubles. And I was like, that is such a bizarre coincidence.
Yeah.
Like, but the universe is trying to tell me something or tell us something. So let's see. What do I feel drawn to?
So does astrological signs affect how the reading works? Or I
mean, it can. A lot of people do their readings based around especially things like the full moon and the new moon, or and today is especially good for that because there is a full moon today. It's a full moon in Aries. it's supposed to be a fiery one, not gonna lie. It's supposed to be spicy.
Okay.
It's a good place to check in with your anger this tonight when you're just I don't do like I call myself a witch, but I'm not really like I don't really do like witchy like ooh I dance in the forest kind of things, and not that I'm against people who do that, but I'm also disabled. You take all the fun out of being a witch. Well, I'm also disabled.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I have limited amounts of things that I can do. So I do like what I like to call is like disability witchcraft. So like instead of, like doing these huge big altars, I have like my single candle and I move it around. It's portable, so I can put it, where I need, wherever, east, west, north, south, wherever I need to be in the apartment. And like I just don't I don't do conventional things. I like emoji spells. I think they're very cute and a modern take.
An emoji spell.
It's like a sigil. It's like a sigil, but
with
like
emojis
on your phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. My Wiccan knowledge ended when I was like 16.
So it's funny you mentioned that, because kind of same too. I'll get a little more into that when I talk about my background with reading cards.
Okay.
Oh, I like this one.
So that's a perfect segue. Before we get into what we're doing today, I like to start every episode. Larry King used to always say there's 5 questions you have to answer in every interview: who, what, where, when, and why. And because I'm a lazy interviewer, I like getting them out of the way right at the beginning. So we covered it.
Sure.
We covered it a little bit, but I want to start with who. Aggie, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Aggie. Wow, this is I hate being asked this because it's never ending. So the basics. I'm 36 years old.
Okay.
I was born in Winnipeg. I moved to Toronto 6 years ago. Yeah, thank you. Not a great place to grow up, but also like kind of a great place to grow up. I learned a lot, and it gave me a lot of like a realistic picture of what the word escapes me. Toronto thinks it's multicultural, but it's not.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Winnipeg is very diverse. And
really?
very integrated diverse.
Okay.
Like Toronto is very it's very diverse. There's a lot of different kinds of people here, but it's still kind of like everybody has their space in Toronto. And it was weird moving out here and realizing that. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, Winnipeg was very diverse, but also very racist. So like yeah.
So it was more integrated, but also more racist.
Oh yeah. Fuck
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's such a weird place. Like if you ever get a chance to visit, like I high key suggest it. It's got some we've got there's some world-class restaurants out there because it's really cheap to open a restaurant out there. They do this really cool thing every winter, or I guess they're probably not going to do it this winter because of COVID, but where when the rivers freeze over, they do this thing where you can dine on the river. Like it's a whole restaurant experience on the frozen river.
That's so dope, but it's also the most Canadian thing ever.
Right? It's so Canadian. But it's amazing. And it's like fine dining. Like it's not like it's like, when you say Canadian dining, it's not generally like fine dining, but this is like they're serving you like grass-fed bison and like local like vegetable, and it's so fancy. It's so cool. Yeah, it's super bougie. I got to go one year because I used to work in marketing, and my boss got passes and she couldn't go, so I got to go, and I was like,
score.
Yeah, totally don't belong here.
I am out of place.
Thank you. So born in Winnipeg, moved here 6 years ago, and I've already mentioned I'm disabled. I suffer from myalgic encephalomyelitis, which is a chronic autoimmune condition that causes. Basically, I have this much energy when most people have this much energy. So when I use my energy, I have to use it wisely. Otherwise, my body just shuts down.
Wow. Okay.
It's
and you're here with me today. I feel honored. Holy
this is a lovely use of my energy. Are you kidding me? I love doing stuff like this. This actually gives me energy versus taking energy from me. So I'm here for things like this.
Perfect.
Like doing on my Twitch. And you did mention earlier I am a Twitch streamer. And yes, I am a Twitch streamer. I do this kind of thing, this tarot reading kind of thing every Tuesday. Around 3 p.m. EST, generally. It changes depending on where my guest is sometimes, or if my guest has a day job as well. So,
right.
And then starting next week, which will be already before this comes out, I will also be doing a DJ set on my tarot stream.
There you go.
So my guest will give me the first 2 to 5 songs, and I will build a set list off of their choices and do a DJ set.
So how does doing a DJ set work? Because I know like DJing back in the day, you had 2 records that you scratched, but now I've seen the new setups and they're like...
You can literally get a setup that is this big. You can get, this is my speaker, but it's you can get little controllers that look basically like this. And are about that big, and you can DJ set. There's actually a Twitch DJ that does something called Small Setup Sunday, I think it is, or Small Setup Saturday, and he uses one of those tiny
cool
setups and his music library and does a DJ set. And I'm like, that's so cool. And that's basically what I have. I'll grab my controller because it's right here.
Man,
Mine's a little bigger because I'm I need a little larger buttons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for my hands, but it's a good it was a good beginner tool, and I think that I'm getting close to ready to upgrade soon. I think actually, which is going to be nice because then I can add more different kinds of transitions because this is really basic. So.
Yeah,
and I'm completely self-taught. I learn by watching. I watch a lot of other DJs, but when it came down to learning how to beat match and learning how to use the equipment, I literally just went and just did it.
You just sat there and played with it until you figured it out?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I do. More about me. Oh wow, we're still in the Who.
We can move to what if you want to, but if you want to keep going on Who.
I told you I could talk forever. Let's move on to the what.
So for the what, I usually do what do you do, but you seem to you do so,
I do everything.
So many things.
Yeah.
So what would you say your main thing is? If you could pick something to be, this is who Aggie is.
If I had to pick a title for myself, it's the full-time cripple title. I own that. It's who I am. It's but in that also I've had to become the most resourceful person because people treat disabled people very poorly. Mm-hmm. So I've had to become incredibly resourceful. So in being a full-time cripple, that means I'm a full-time everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really part of you. You've taken it almost. It's part of your identity.
It's both my identity and what I do. I advocate. I work. I consult when I can. That's kind of a heavy job when I can get it, but it's good money when I can get it too. Wow, that one's a good one. But it has to be done. Mm-hmm. I have a very loud and very colorful and very attractive voice. Mm-hmm. And that is attached to who I am as a person, of course, but also if I can raise awareness of things like the fact that people in Ontario on ODSP are living off of half of what the federal government determined is what is a necessary living budget during the pandemic. That's kind of an important thing to know. And I don't think a lot of people knew that.
No.
It's not common knowledge. So if I can be out here, if I can be saying these things out loud and putting it in people's face in a way that also makes them comfortable, because we all know that like, we all know that the moment you make an ally uncomfortable, that they tend to want to not be an ally anymore.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's one of the hardest things about it, right? Is that it's so hard to, like, there's so many important things that people start to get, like, you know, what's sympathy, what's the word? It's
empathy, or like there's just, you know, there's so much going on in the world, and it's hard to keep on top of everything, and I understand that.
Yeah, it gets, like, exhausting.
It's so exhausting, but at the same time, you know, like, we, like, as a society, that's what they wanted it to happen. They wanted us to be exhausted so that we would stop fighting for these injustices. That's literally what capitalism is. Wow, where's that meme where I'm like, every opportunity I get, it's capitalism.
It's all capitalism.
It all comes back to capitalism and the fact that they want us to be tired so that we don't fight injustices. You'll notice that a lot of these, you know, protests that came up this year, and, like, obviously people have been protesting for decades now. Like, this is not new. And if it seems new to anybody, oh wow, now I'm getting ranty voice, I apologize. If it seems new to you, then you've had your head under a rock for the last 20 years, or you weren't alive yet, and that's fair.
That's fair. The Zoomers love protesting.
I love that, though.
The Zoomers have so much energy. All the millennials got beaten down, but the Zoomers are there, man.
I am here for it. I have 2 Zoomer siblings, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, like, seeing them, like, my one youngest sibling is non-binary, as is myself, which is really adorable. And then I have a younger brother who came out as gay, and my mom is just like, Are you guys kidding me? I'm never having a grandkid. And I'm like, yeah.
The family line ends
The family line ends with us. But, like, I love seeing these kids out here, like, on TikTok, fully yelling in their, like, racist parents' faces. So and I'm like, we wouldn't dare.
No.
We wouldn't. Even us sass-mouth white kids would not dare. Like, really.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. The millennials, we are the tired generation. We
got
sleepy generation.
We got really fucking, like, we got gypped, though. Like, sorry, I should take that word back. That's a horrible word. It's actually a kind of a slur. Because it relates to gypsy.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to take that back. We got ripped off.
We did.
We got ripped off. We got sold a dream.
The millennial dream. And the Zoomers got it.
We got sold a dream, though, and we paid for it.
Yeah.
Capitalism, man.
It all comes back
to
capitalism.
I'm going to note the time because it is 2:22 p.m. and I see that one a lot. Do you ever see any angel numbers, Cole?
No, I don't know what that means.
Ooh, we'll talk about that after the reading.
Holy shit.
That's a good one. So that's the what.
Okay, so where? So you said you moved here 6 years ago. Is there, like, a reason that you moved? Winnipeg seems chill. They've got a good hockey team.
It's it's not very disability friendly.
Ah, okay.
I would be trapped in my apartment for months at a time because of lack of snow removal. Like, basically, it's so, like, it's in, like, the temperature range goes from, like, plus 40 in the summer to minus 40 in the winter. And it's like, it was not a place that I could function as a human. And, like, my life got infinitely better after moving to Toronto. Like, I still struggled a little bit off the top because, of course, moving across the country is...
It's hard. It's hard for anyone, but especially if you have a disability, I imagine.
It was... it wasn't next to impossible. I also hadn't acknowledged at that point how disabled I was.
Okay, well that helps.
So
denial helps.
So I was like, I can still work a real job, and like kept trying to get real jobs, and then getting really sick, and then having to quit my job.
Yeah.
Like it was so cyclical, and like, thankfully, it only took me 2 years to fight for ODSP. So
well, there you go. That's par.
Yeah, it
good
is
shit, government.
par. Yeah, it's and you know what? I bitch about ODSP being incredibly low, and it is incredibly low, but at least it's given me something kind of stable at this time that I'm not like stressing and trying to find as many like little cash jobs as I can find and stuff like that right now. So hustle culture goes hand in hand with being disabled, apparently.
It's it's interesting because you were talking about, again, we're all gonna go back to capitalism, but it's funny that the hustle culture and the gig economy is what like all those buzzwords are now, but it's only the people who are in a really shitty position who seem to need the gig economy.
Need to do that. Right? Yeah, exactly.
The people who grew up with all this privilege and shit just went and like became lawyers or like work at a bank or whatever. And then all the art kids or the poor kids and the disabled kids are like, well, guess I have to open 3 OnlyFans. All right, boys, let's do it.
Right? Like, legitimately, it's honest. I honestly, like, I think about this all the time, and I'm like, and then you have things like people who discover these like hustles and enter them themselves as people with privilege and edge out people who need it. I won't bring up any particular situations, but you did mention OnlyFans, and that came to mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't use OnlyFans, but I've been in adult industries pretty much for the past 19 years of my life.
Right.
So, I kind of saw that coming with OnlyFans, just because
it had to happen eventually.
Well, and they worry me because their growth was exponential and came out of nowhere. And I don't trust any adult site that comes out of nowhere and grows that quickly.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Pornhub, for example.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. Well, but basically it's like you say, any porn site that gets, huge really quickly.
Mainstream. Anything that kind of ends up in the mainstream.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
Even things like Ashley Madison, that was a whole
I forgot about Ashley Madison. That was the cheating website, right?
Yes, that was the cheating website.
Yeah.
There was Ashley Madison, and there's what is the Sugar Babies one that I can't recall.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
That got all that like national attention and stuff, and then suddenly became flooded. And like, there's literally Reddits of men dedicated to how to rip off sugar babies now. Like, I'm like,
I blame Reddit. Just like everything else in this life, I blame Reddit.
I blame Reddit and 4chan, man. Like,
that's it. Causing all the internet's problems. I think the internet would have been fine if we had just stopped at RuneScape. You know what I mean? If that was the only social media we had, everyone has to go on RuneScape.
God.
That's it. That's all we have.
You just unlocked a core memory, man. Oh my God.
We're having flashbacks to RuneScape.
My first brush with internet fame was actually I used to be really well known on IRC for making ASCII art for people.
I miss the old internet, man. The old internet was so much more fun.
Honestly, if I can be perfectly truthful, this whole Twitch Discord alliance, this whole thing, it kind of feels like the old internet.
Kind of, right? That's I think what's so fun about it.
In a way, like it feels like the old internet, but like in a modern way, and now with like music and like better para interaction.
Yeah.
And like I'm really pleased.
Yeah.
I grew up on the internet. I've had a computer since I was 5, and that was a long time ago. Like, I'm old. Like, I grew up with the beginnings of the internet.
Yeah.
An interesting fact about me, more about my mom and my stepdad, actually. My mom and my stepdad met through ICQ random chat.
Goodness gracious. Love that.
What an amazing story.
I
And
love
that
that.
was in like 1996.
That's the plot of You've Got Mail.
Before it came out, I'm pretty sure. Like,
Is your stepdad Tom Hanks? Can we break that story alive on the show?
I wish. Nah, I love my stepdad though. He's a cool dude. Shout out Roger.
Shout out Roger.
Roger. So that was the who, the what, the where.
Right. So when did you start doing tarot reading? How long has that been a thing for you?
So we already touched a little bit on my, like, you said your Wiccan education stops at 16, and like so did mine. I grew up like kind of in a pagan Wiccan type environment, and then unfortunately my mom did that thing that women do when they meet a man, and she changed her entire self.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where that sentence was going. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, and like she was like, you know, I don't want to be this thing anymore, so I'm gonna stop doing it now. And I'm like, and I was like 14, and I was like, but I like this, and I don't know how to access this. I'm only 14. What the fuck, mom? Like, and so like again, I was online at that time, so I was already doing so many online, had online like interactions with people, and learned, and that's how I learned things. Like that's how I like got into basically everything that I'm into now. Tarot specifically though, I only restarted reading tarot last year.
Okay.
After a series of very unfortunate events in my life, including a near-death experience.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Again, myalgic encephalomyelitis is not a fun disorder to deal with. Right. And that's another reason why COVID scares me so much, is because apparently it's causing that in people. Jesus.
It was a hard to Google thing. I did try and Google it in preparation of the podcast, and I was trying to read it, and I'm not smart enough.
It's so basically the basic concept of myalgic encephalomyelitis is that your nerve, the fibers around your nerves are constantly inflamed.
Okay.
And in that inflammation, it can be it can be anywhere in your body at any given time, which is why it causes so many different odd symptoms.
Okay.
Like it can cause migraines, it can cause fainting, it can cause seizures, it can cause lung problems, it can cause liver, kidney damage, it can cause IBS, it causes my entire right leg every so often will just stop working.
Oh, good Lord.
Which is why last year I got a wheelchair as well. Like I again, large series of many different events last year led me to a lot of things.
Big 2019.
Woo! I thought and people are like, oh, 2020 is really bad, and I'm like, this is nothing compared to last year, y'all. Yeah. This is gravy. I'm so happy right now.
I'm chilling. I'm in my home.
I'm here. I don't have to see anybody.
Yeah,
oh my God, this is great.
The introverts love 2020.
I'm not introverted at all, but I also am very disabled.
Yeah. It all leads back to disabled and capitalism. It's the two things this leads back to.
If I could have all of my interactions through a computer screen, I'd probably be okay with that.
Yeah.
At this, honestly, it kind of sucks. Like I miss hugs. I miss human interaction. Mm-hmm. I do have a friend that I see every so often, and we do a distance hang and go for takeout in the neighborhood and stuff. But even that's going to stop soon, because now they're saying even bubbles are a bad idea.
Yeah, the second wave, man. It's coming.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
There's no coming. It's implemented.
Yeah.
They're limiting testing already, so.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even hear about that. Ah, shit. Well, Halloween's canceled this year.
Yeah, they said symptomatic or in vulnerable sectors only.
Aw, that sucks.
Yeah, I was hoping to maybe like ask a friend to get tested so we could hang out on Halloween, but like
I mean, I'm going to do the same thing I've done for Halloween every year of my adult life, which is get in the same avocado costume and get drunk. So, luckily, COVID does not affect that.
You could probably stream that, and like I know that my homie Grump is doing a Halloween themed DJ stream.
There you go.
Like, yeah, that's going to be fun, and there's probably going to be a few other Halloween streams that are going to be exciting. So that'll be a good time.
It's the ultimate time to get into Twitch right now. If you don't watch
Legit,
Twitch, now's the perfect time.
Twitch,
everyone's on it.
If you're not on Twitch, get on Twitch now. Like, you're late, but we will still welcome you.
Yeah, you're allowed. You're allowed at the table.
Yeah.
Come to the cookout.
And like, I will drop some names towards the end of this of some people that I really thoroughly enjoy following,
sure.
and will like, oh my god. So that was who, what, where, when.
So we're at why.
Oh yeah, why? Why do I read tarot?
Sure, yeah.
Is that the question?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go for. Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. I felt drawn to it. That actually comes back to the same with when, because I felt drawn to go purchase a tarot deck the day of the election last year. Mm-hmm. And I had gone to vote, and I was feeling really crappy that day, and I didn't want to like drag my wheelchair out everywhere, because I was like, I don't live in an accessible building either. If I want to take my wheelchair out, I have to carry it up and down 2 flights of stairs.
That sucks. It's not even like, there's not even like an elevator or anything?
Nope, nothing.
Damn.
And like at some point they had a closet for me on the main floor that I could keep it in, but then they took that away from me. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
shame on you people who run the building that Aggie lives in. That sucks.
Awful. Anyways, so I felt drawn to go buy a deck. So I like Googled where the like closest like occult shop to me was that I could walk to, or TTC. I actually think I took the TTC because this was pre-COVID days. Of
Shout
course.
outs TTC.
Shout outs TTC. And I walked in and I bought a deck, and I like, where is that deck? Is that one? Yeah,
how many decks do you have, out of curiosity?
I currently have 4 decks. Okay. I will show all 4 if you would like, because they all have different like reading styles, honestly, and they all give me different energies. Okay. So I have the Kawaii Tarot.
Okay.
Which is, I'm gonna do the hand thing.
Yeah.
It's literally what it says. It's cute. It's very cute.
Oh, it is very cute.
It's also my only deck that's playing card size versus tarot size, which it's very good for
that's handy.
The go. I like on the go tarot readings.
Yeah.
If I want to like bring it to a party or something, that's always fun. Do some little 3-card reads for people, and they're like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Do you ever screw with people, by the way? Just like off record, do you ever grab your 3 cards and just be like, "Oh man, you're gonna die tomorrow. That sucks." Anyway, have a good party.
Like if people are assholes to me, I tell them the bad side of what their cards are telling me, not the good side. Because there's usually 2 or 3 interpretations to every card, depending on the and depending on the position that it's in as well, right? So, but and it's funny you mentioned that, because like I read somebody's cards earlier this year, and like the vibe and the energy I got off of the cards for them was like, I should have taken it as a sign when I read their cards, but I didn't. And we ended up having a rather big fight this year.
They had bad cards. God, I hope I don't have bad cards. We've gone off to such a good start.
I really doubt you will. Like, I'm honestly like, first of all, I'm using my favorite deck, which is my Sanrio deck.
Okay.
Which I had custom printed. So the Sanrio deck existed. It was an officially licensed Sanrio tarot deck in the 90s, but it's impossible to find a copy.
Right.
Because it was from the 90s, and most of them have probably disintegrated or like lost sets. Like, you know, there's like,
Wiccans were crazy in the 90s, man.
It's true. It's very true. And the fact that a Sanrio tarot deck even existed could tell you that. Like,
Wiccans had too much power in the late 90s. We let them have movies and shit.
Speaking of which, that Craft reboot looks really good.
Looks so good.
So what I did for the Sanrio deck was I found scans of the JPEG. I found JPEG scans of all of the cards, and they were really low res. And I was like, well, I've done graphic design before. This is fucking easy. So I traced them in Illustrator.
Oh, wow.
And scaled them up so that they were proper size and printable.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
No. And I did my like own custom back for them.
Nice.
And I also offer the files to people for free. So if you want to include that in your links when we're done with this, I can send you like a document with all of the stuff.
I would love that.
Cool.
That makes it so much easier for me.
Yeah, because I feel like I saw people on Etsy charging upwards of $200 US for a printout of the shitty JPEGs. And I said, that's not very Sanrio of you.
That's not very Sanrio of you.
Because Sanrio stands for friendship and kindness.
That's not very friendship and kindness of you people on Etsy.
So I offer the files for free, including an instruction document of how to get them printed. The place I get them printed, it costs about $50 for this style of deck, and it's not like $50 Canadian. So
that's pretty good for even just a deck of cards getting custom printed is pretty good,
right?
Yeah.
Like that's amazing, and yeah, they do it, and the turnaround is about 2 weeks, and
that's good.
Oh. And that's only my second deck. Hold on. That's 2 decks. I also have the Unicorn Tarot. I don't use these ones often because unicorns are assholes.
Okay. I've never personally met a unicorn, but if anyone I'd ever known had met one, it would be you. From the very little I've found out about you, I feel like you've probably met a unicorn.
It's just a general, like, kind of...
And they said some whack shit to you and you just never trusted a unicorn again.
Nah, it's just a general kind of rule about unicorns is that they're kind of pranksters and they're, like, kind of assholes. They're like sarcastic teenage boys, you know?
Okay.
Like, that's what I compare unicorns to when I'm talking about unicorns. They like to prank and they like to, like, fool and they like to, like, yo, legit, okay. I don't often ask my cards about love because it can be ambiguous about love, right? It's very hard to like, but I sometimes I need guidance and sometimes I'm like, maybe you can tell me a little bit about this person, right? These cards almost sent me down a really bad path.
Fucking unicorns, man.
Because I read these cards and then I read these cards about the same person and they said the exact opposite shit.
You gotta trust the Sanrio deck. Fucking unicorns, man. We should have known. Right? They literally have a giant dick on their heads. We should have known that, man.
They're dickheads.
They're giant. They're just giant dickheads. We got tricked.
And like unicorns are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love them. The aesthetic is great. Like it's what I have. This is Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah.
And then my 4th deck was just gifted to me for my birthday this year.
Oh, happy birthday, belated.
Thank you. September. I'm a Virgo, double Virgo cap.
And there's a sign right there. That should have tipped me off.
And it's called the Mystic Mondays Tarot.
Ooh.
Yeah, So the graphics, right? The graphics on them. Whoops, there goes the box. That's okay. I don't have a lot of room in my apartment. It's okay. So like the graphics on them are really cool and like Sick. Very like it
looks like a Pink Floyd album.
Right, or like very 80s aesthetic, like that Duran Duran album cover aesthetic. Like
it's that very much I did coke and then made an album. I like it. I like it. But
in addition to the art being really cool, the sides are like rainbow reflective.
Sick.
Yeah, so this is the deck I use for my personal readings now. Okay. I've dedicated this one to be my like personal deck because of who gifted it to me and because of the importance of it and the significance of it in my life right now. And it was such a thoughtful it was one of the Twitch fam actually. Aww. who she ordered it literally from a shop in Hamilton and had them deliver it to me. Like she's such a wonderful, delightful person. I can't wait until COVID is fucking over and I can get in a fucking RV and travel all over the US and meet all of these fucking people that I met. Pardon me for swearing so much, but
that's good. It's fine. It's so fun.
Like these people have been more in tune with me than people I've known for most of my life. So like it's been wild experiencing this.
The Aggie Panda 2021 tour.
Try 2025.
Yeah, the 2032 tour.
Yeah, 20. That sounds actually not too bad. How old will I be in 2032? That's
12 years from now?
So I'll be 48.
That's not bad. That's perfect time to tour.
You know what? Make it 2034 and make it my 50th birthday.
There you go. Dolly Parton still tours. Anyone can tour.
What's up? I'm with it. 50th birthday.
Everyone
Lego.
mark your calendar.
All right. So yeah, I guess that's the who, what, where.
We've done our 5 questions. Well, I'm ready. So here on Let's Be Best Friends, if this is your first episode watching at home, I like to make sure the guest is as comfortable as possible, and I like to find out what their hobbies are. I think that's the easiest way to become best friends with someone. So we decided to do a tarot reading. I do want to preface this with saying that I've only ever had one tarot reading ever, and I avoid all of these things like as much as possible, like Ouija boards and tarot cards, because I don't know if I believe it, but on the off chance that it's real and something bad happens, I don't want to be a part of it.
That's fair. No, that's totally fair. I meet a lot of people, so it's you mentioned Ouija boards, and I'm like, I don't really believe in Ouija boards either, specifically. Like, I believe in spirits. I do believe that spirits exist. I do believe in guides. I do believe in universal coincidence. I believe in universal, like, I believe that things happen for a reason, that we meet people for a reason, that things happen for a reason, that that the universe will show you things when you're ready to see them.
Okay.
The thing about non-believers or people who are quasi-believers or people who hesitate to believe is that you don't have to believe it for it to exist.
Okay.
It's the same thing as believing in science. You don't have to believe in science. It still fucking exists and it's still real.
Right. Okay.
Same with this. There has been scientific proof and like physical proof and metaphysical proof that like astrological things do, like the planets do have an effect on us, that the moon has an effect on us. Like we're 98% water. The moon affects water. Of course it affects us.
Okay.
There's been, like there's too many unknowns in the world for me to write anything off.
I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm like, I'm for one, I'm pretty dumb. I'll be honest. I'm pretty dumb, right? I have an arts degree.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I don't allow negative self-talk in my spaces. And I know this is your space, but this is me telling you that the moment you release those kind of thoughts about yourself, the better your life becomes. Really.
100%. And I think that's a perfect thing to tell people. I just mean
But
I'm
also,
primarily uneducated.
Yeah, no, same.
I just don't know shit.
I'm a big learner though. And I'm a big proponent of I tell this to every single one of my friends. And since we are going to be best friends by the end of this, you should know this as well. If I have ever in my life say that I am done learning, you have permission to take me up in a plane and throw me off of that plane without a parachute, okay?
That'd be a bad headline for me, though. I'll keep it. It's a bad look for me.
I mean, I will sign all sorts of paperwork that says I allowed you to do this. This is my consent.
I'm still going to push it on Shaq. I'm going to make Shaq do it.
Fair. But like, I hope to never reach that point in my life because there's too much to learn. Things are constantly changing. Nothing is ever in a static state. Everything is fluid. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
You are never going to be done learning.
It's true.
Because you could think you've learned everything about a topic and then we'll discover something new about it. And that's just the way the world works. And I think if more people adopted that attitude rather than these are my firm beliefs, and you can have your firm beliefs and still have firm beliefs and still adapt that mentality, but you have to have that. You have to have that fluidity. Nothing is black and white.
Yeah.
Everything lands in a shade of gray and sometimes in a shade of pink and sometimes in a shade of blue or purple. So
but not green. Not a shade of
sometimes green too. Sometimes green too.
It all leads back to capitalism.
Well, I mean, green depending on what you mean, because green can also mean nature. Green can mean nurturing. Green is a color of connection. Green is a color of what green is it? The heart, and it's not the heart chakra. It's like the sacral chakra is green. I believe.
Yeah, heart chakra is red. I think
red.
Yeah.
I think I have to.
It's been a while since I've read my chakras.
I haven't done chakras in a while.
Yeah.
I you know what's really funny is we talked a little bit about how I got back into tarot. But something that happened to me last year that hasn't happened in many decades is I saw somebody's aura for the first time.
Ooh.
In many, 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 many years. And it's very, very difficult for me to do that. I used to be they say gifted in that sense, but I used to be able to I would walk down the street and just everybody would be lit up.
Yeah.
But also I was young and I had not a lot of, brain damage at that point and could more easily ground myself and, wasn't as anxious.
Right.
Realistically, it's probably my anxiety that blocks me from seeing people's auras.
Yeah.
So
you get more inhibitions as you get older, right? They always, when you're a child, you don't worry about anything really.
Yeah. And maybe inhibitions is the wrong word because I feel like I have less inhibitions now than I have ever in my life.
Right.
But it's that knowledge of what an inhibition is.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Is as a child, you don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that guilt. You don't have that unless you end up with a parent that makes you feel that guilt.
Yeah, yeah. In an ideal world, you get to stay naive as long as possible.
Yeah. And so I sent you via Instagram the spread that we are using. I just popped it into your inbox just because I feel like that one popped out to me today.
The fun spread. So explain to me what a spread is.
So a spread is how you place the cards, basically.
Okay.
And it's the questions you're asking the cards.
Okay.
And so usually in a 3-card spread, there's many different styles of 3-card spreads. You can do past, future, present. You can do dilemma block solution. You can do there's lots of different styles of 3-card spreads. I love a 3-card spread because they're usually pretty quick and easy. Okay. And They usually can give you a lot of information in the least amount of cards, which is nice.
I like learning about fun, so we're doing the fun spread.
Yeah, this one called out to me for you, and
okay.
I felt like this one was a good way to start, a good, and like you said, this is only ever your second tarot read.
Yeah.
And so what I need from you while I am shuffling these cards is I need you to talk about what is your idea of fun? What are your hobbies other than this podcast?
My idea of fun, honestly, is just doing it. I just like doing things. I like, in the before times, I liked going to concerts and bars and I like doing things. So I like, I don't like being static.
I appreciate that. Now, here's my question to you.
Okay.
Have you noticed from the before times, have you noticed any changes in your perception of things that you consider or would consider fun now?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's made me think a little bit more critically, I guess, of like the things I would do or would not do, you know what I mean? Cuz like I think in the before times, I was just like a yes man. I was like, I'll just do whatever. Like, you want to do a thing, let's do a thing.
Yeah.
But now I think I just kind of value my time a little bit more, so I am more likely if someone asks me to do something for me to go like, do I want to do that?
Is this valuable? And I've been this is something I feel like I talked with a lot of people during COVID, especially, is that you have like a lot of people have realized that like before this time they were always like go 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 go, and they weren't even experiencing anything.
Yeah.
Like you would have so many experiences that you'd be like, well, like to sit still and to sit still became boredom.
Yeah.
And like I feel I'm coming from a place, and it's really I don't know if you have content warnings on your show, but maybe I should preface this with one. But content warning for PTSD talk.
Oh, there you go.
So I have complex PTSD. I went through a phase where I literally couldn't be alone in a room.
Okay. Because
the invasive thoughts in my brain would get so loud that like I just it was never good. It did not turn out good.
Bad.
It was not. There was bouts of psychosis. There was lots of bad things that happened, and obviously that's changed. I am currently in this room alone, but I feel like, and this all again leads back to the capitalist, the go go go, the hustle culture, the everything. Is that people our age are instilled with this like fear of stillness.
Mm-hmm.
And not just people with PTSD, but like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you stop moving, something bad will happen. And if everybody takes one lesson from COVID-19, I hope it's that if you don't stop moving, the universe will fucking make you.
Yeah, fair enough. And wash your hands.
And wash your hands. And wash your ass.
If we can have like a second thing.
Yeah, and wash your ass. And
that's a good top 3, I think.
Yeah, that's a good top 3.
Learn to stop to smell the roses, wash your hands, wash your ass. Boom.
Yeah. Boom. But are you one of the people that invested in a bidet when lockdown started? Because I am, and I'm never looking back.
See, everyone I've ever heard of who gets a bidet is always like, I'm never going back. I can't go back to just wiping, man. Bidets are the best thing ever.
They are.
I can't commit, man. That'll be when I've made it. I'll get a bidet.
Here's my workaround, because I couldn't get like a regular bidet that just goes on the seat and then squirts up, right? Because I'm, again, disabled. I have a fun like riser on. I have one of those cripple risers on my toilet with
nice.
With the bars and everything,
hell
right? Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm making disability things cool. Are you kidding me?
We're taking back disability, man.
Yeah. So I couldn't get a regular bidet. So what I got was, they're called diaper sprayers.
Okay.
It's one that attaches to your bathroom sink.
Okay.
And then that way you can control the temperature of the water too.
Ooh, a nice warm splash going on there.
And then you just use it and you spray, and it's
and you spray and pray.
You don't have to pray, but you can if you want to, but
I'm never closer with God than when water is being shot into my asshole.
Yeah, really, honestly, to be fair, that's a pretty religious experience. But I'm never going back. I'm taking that thing out of this apartment. If I move, it's coming with me. Like,
everyone always says that, man, and I don't deny it, right? Like, I'm sure that it's true and it will change my life, and I think that's why I'm saving it.
Maybe that
someday I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna get a bidet, and I'm gonna be like, I live the finer life now. I have 10,000 subs on Twitch, and now I have a bidet.
Okay, but why wait for that moment when you could have it now?
Masochism.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna judge you. No judgment. Listen, I am the subbiest sub of all subs, so I get it.
That's the thing. What if the bidet challenges my manhood? You know what I mean? Like, what if my very fragile male ego gets challenged by the bidet? You know what I mean? I'm completely lost. Oh, God. Plot twist. I'm a men's rights activist.
Oh, my God. Well, bye.
Well, it's been a fun show. Man, what a good show that was until then.
Oh my God. Wow. We haven't even gotten to the tarot reading yet. This is the best part. Okay. So.
Okay.
Let me. Okay. That's.
Okay. I'm like excited now. We've had all this build up. I'm like,
this is I'm like, okay. So
I'm gonna become one of those people who's like addicted to tarot readings. I have to go every week. I gotta go see my tarot person.
The good thing is that you can tune in and get your fix on my Twitch once a week and watch somebody get theirs done, and it's fun and interesting, and the chat goes off and we talk about really interesting topics.
Yeah.
And, like last week, I think we got on we did meme history because somebody asked what uwu meant.
Nice. That's a dangerous question.
Ooh, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle choice. It's a way of life.
It is. Do I not live an uwu
I was going to say,
life?
you do live the uwu life. If I was to say anything, it is the uwu life.
Yes.
I don't know what my backdrop says about me.
You're a mediophile. You're like, you collect, and that's not a bad thing. I had to explain the difference between collecting and hoarding to a friend of mine the other day, because he kept calling himself a hoarder. He was like, I hoard things, and I'm like, no, you collect them. Like, you are very picky about the things you bring home. You're not
I was about to say,
hoarding
I am very good about throwing shit out that I don't want anymore, but like, I can't get rid of my VHS copy of an extremely goofy movie.
You can't. I don't even think you can get that on DVD yet.
You cannot.
So, like, yeah. Why would you do that?
What would I do? How would I watch an extremely goofy movie if I didn't? What if I want to be extremely goofy?
I don't even think that one's on Disney Plus yet.
I hope it is. The kids need an education. You know what I mean?
I agree. I missed the Goofy movies.
I know.
Powerline?
Yeah.
Who was the voice of Powerline again?
No idea.
Tevin Campbell?
I've not a clue.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's going to bug me. I'll look it up later.
I always thought he was Prince when I was a kid, so.
That's cute.
I was like, hey, it's Prince, but he's a Goofy. Sick.
Okay. So your first card, which is what is blocking your access to fun, is the Ace of Swords upright.
Okay.
And now, so take this as like, this card represents breakthroughs, new ideas, mental clarity, and success.
Okay.
Now, as its position of the what is blocking your access to fun,
okay,
I don't see that as a bad thing.
Okay.
Like, success blocking your access to fun when you're doing something that you enjoy isn't a bad thing, right? Like, I'm currently facing success and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I don't necessarily get to do other things that I might have fun doing as well because of this work that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But it still brings me joy. Right. There's a difference between fun and joy too, right? So like while this focuses on fun, it excludes talking about joy. Right. So
my off time fun is being blocked by success, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly.
All right, I'll take that.
And
I like that. That's a good first card.
Yeah, I really like that one a lot, actually. I love the Ace of Swords a lot. There's the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups are two of my favorite cards to see in readings. And just everybody feels better after hearing them. And it's one of those things that I'm like, I like that.
I like bringing joy to people with the Ace of Espers.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like this one too. So the card number 2, what is your entry point for having fun?
Okay.
It is the King of Wands.
Nice. On brand.
Yeah. Also, I love that the wands are represented by Pochako. Very cute, very sweet. So the King of Wands is a natural-born leader, a visionary, an entrepreneur, and an honor. So it's like, it's so interesting that we're talking about this on your podcast because this is your project now. Like, this is kind of your baby that you've been working on for a while now. Yeah. I've noticed, like, I've seen some of these back episodes and they're really amazing. And like, your guests are so awesome too. I'm so like you're doing something interesting, and that, of course, like, lots of people do podcasts. Lots of people do interview podcasts. Lots of people have but it's something that is interesting and engaging. And that's what a lot of people lack, I think, is that engagement. People sometimes don't know how to, maybe it's they like to have, and yes, it's good to support your friends always, but like, they like to have their friends on as guests, and maybe their friends aren't good talkers, or they're like, you know, like, and that's okay. But also, like, it all comes back to that para engagement, right? Like, when you have an audience, you want to be able to make them, the way I talk to people, even in a setting like this, where I'm talking to an audience, people will listen back to this and be like answering my questions or talking, or like I've done it before too, where I'll listen to a podcast and people will be saying something and I'll be like, oh my God, right. Like, I'll say the thing out loud, or I'll agree with them out loud. And it's really interesting. I also just got some really good news from a friend. So I'm I'm saving that for later, for after this. So
perfect
I can
podcast.
Talk,
good shit.
Right? What a wonderful podcast. So just keep focusing on building this, like Twitch and the following, and like I've still got all of your links, and I'm going to keep them up in my chat room until long after this comes out, because I want people to see this. But like, we'll build that following. We'll get us all up
Aww.
on that. So that's my only goal in life, is I want to see everybody shine, right?
I say the same thing. I want all my homies to eat.
Exactly. Like, I want everybody to have a success in their life that they feel comfortable with, and what they define as a success as well. It doesn't necessarily have to match what capitalism's version of success is, of course, because that's fucking horrifying.
True.
But if you want that version of success, I want to encourage that as well.
Yeah.
And I will encourage that as well. Because
I need someone to pay my rent. I'll encourage that all day long.
For real. Money's nice. Yeah.
If I don't have friends living the capitalist dream, then I don't get subs on Twitch. So, it's all very symbiotic.
And I talked about this on Tuesday's show with my last guest, Chris, who just recently rejoined the capitalist realm, and is like, we honor, but we've called him Subfra Winfrey.
Okay.
Because he's known to just show up in people's streams, drop a 10-pack of gift subs, and disappear.
I like it.
So
I'm a fan.
Like, we stand the icon.
Man.
He has his own Subfra Winfrey emote if you want to subscribe to him as well, because he's perfect. Okay, interesting.
That's distressing. Interesting
Yes.
is never a good thing.
No, it's actually distressing, because, and this is why I want to bring you back to that first card and what I said about fun being blocked being a good thing.
Okay.
Pay attention to the people who invite you out in the next little while.
Ooh, okay.
Because
ominous.
The last card that I got for you for the what will fun bring you at this time,
okay,
is the 10 of Swords upright.
That looks like death.
It stands for painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, and crisis.
Ugh.
And so
I'm never leaving my house again. It's just that simple, folks.
I mean, right? Like, it's
Crisis
COVID.
averted.
We should be focused on that.
Boom.
But what I see with this read,
okay,
is that the cards are really telling you to focus on building this success, because in building this success, after that success is built, you can come back to that fun and that joy, and like, maybe it's also telling you it's keeping you inside, it's keeping you safe, right? Like, doing these things via distance, doing these things via Zoom, via it's a way we've adapted. It's a way we've all taken on these responsibilities and these, I mean, not all of us, but it's definitely been interesting watching people who like went outside all summer spiral again, because like, you didn't expect this. Like, I'm okay. Anyways, but like I say this a lot in my streams, and I feel bad for people who don't get the same hit of serotonin that I do entering a chat room. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people who don't get that para interaction serotonin, and that's okay for them.
Mm-hmm.
But also kind of might be a good idea to start looking into how to learn to get that.
Yeah.
Because it's not natural.
There's never been a better time.
This didn't occur naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I taught myself to interact online like this, and to gain beneficial interactions, and to gain the happiness I need from interactions that could only happen through the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that thing, though, because I'm disabled.
It all comes back. That's all. It all comes back to.
It literally all comes back to that. People ask me all the time. They're like, "How do you do it?" I said, "I had to.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice." Because there are some days, weeks, months. There have been years where I cannot get out of bed.
Right.
And so it's shrivel up and die, or learn how to interact in a way that that works for somebody who cannot get out of bed.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, right? It's adapt or die. That's what it is. And
that's why we have so many people right now who are struggling so hard.
Yeah. Because
they've never had to adapt to anything in their life. It's not necessarily that they're all privileged all the time either, but they've had the privilege specifically of an able body, most of them.
Me included.
Yeah. So like when you're hit with something that says, no, don't move, stay there.
Yeah.
I understand. Like I am also a go person. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be because of my disabilities.
Right.
So that's what taught me that, like, if you don't stop, you'll be forced to.
Yeah, something's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, it was a worldwide pandemic. Who knew?
Who would have guessed? SARS-2 electric boogaloo kept us all in the house.
Yo, I was thinking about SARS the other day. Like, remember how, like, flippant we all were about
It was
that?
crazy. I was so young. I saw, like, Rick Mercer joking about it on TV, and I was like, oh, that's probably fine.
Yeah, like, I remember, like... I just remember it being so flippant. Like, nobody, like...
No one gave a shit. Unless someone was coughing. If someone was coughing, everyone was like...
Right, yeah. Wow, that was such a trip. That's such a weird thing to think about now. Imagine if we had normalized masks back then.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I have, like, 3 now. Like, I hopped right on board. They were like, wear a mask, and I was like, done.
You have 3?
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
You have 3?
I have 3. Goodness gracious.
This has actually been the best part of COVID for me, because before COVID, I was very limited in the mask selection I had.
Right.
And I wore masks on the regular already because I am crippled. And if I get a cold or a flu or...
Yeah, it's bad news bears.
I missed wearing a mask once last year. I went to Sneaky D's with my friends.
That's a bad place to go without a mask.
I got norovirus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like within 3 hours of leaving Sneaky D's, I was on the toilet. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I didn't eat anything there. I didn't drink anything there. It was just being there.
And now it's gone.
Hopefully.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Like, yeah, R.I.P. for sure. But also, like, the bouncers at that place punched my female friend in the face.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sad. I'm not signing any petitions.
Nah.
Sneaky D's is gone.
That place can... I don't want to say can burn, because, like, sure, everybody's got their shit with it, and that's great. But, like, it was one of the first places I went in Toronto.
It was did you ever go to Honest Ed's when it was still around?
Once.
It was just a shitty thrift store.
Once, and I got lost in it.
Yeah. It was a really shitty Canadian IKEA with no furniture.
It was like Byway. Like, it was like the end days of Byway.
Yeah. It was a cool, like landmark and aesthetic and all that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
on the inside,
like,
it was a shitty
trash.
Dollarama. And everyone was like, save the Honest Ed's. And I was like, save the sign. Like, the sign's cool. Like, save all that shit.
Like, and now it's going in the same place the Sam the Record Man one is, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
I don't give a shit if I can't buy like 7,000 tea candles for $1. I think that's fine. I think I'll live. Personally.
I think I'll live. And I have this thing about people who are against progress.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, it fucking sucks that things are being gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
That's hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
But something like Honest Ed's, like you said, like Honest Ed's, of course it's an iconic landmark.
Yeah.
But that's just the outside.
Yeah, the inside was a shithole.
It's just the outside. It's just the facade. And like, much like Canada, it's just the facade.
Ooh, here we go. Now we're getting deep. Thanks, Honest Eds.
Our history goes much, much deeper than the people that are currently here.
Yeah. As
Canadians. And I want to say this to honor that, because we are here as colonizers. And I read a story that made me really angry today, that in Manitoba, they're telling Indigenous people not to hunt moose anymore because the moose population is dwindling. And I wanted to comment on the friend who shared its post, being, because he was like, nobody should be hunting. And I'm like, okay, but how many permits were issued to white people in the past 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah, hunting's like, it's a thin line, right? When it comes to hunting, where it's like, some people got to do it, some people don't got to do it. So where do you draw the line, right?
Well, obviously the people that got to do it should be able to.
Of course. But then that's just humans, right? You know what I mean? Like if you tell Jimmy that they're allowed, but you tell Johnny they're not allowed, then Johnny's going to want to do it whether he was a hunter or not, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not human specific. That comes from like a toxicity mindset.
Yeah, that's true.
That comes from patriarchal shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, really, if we're gonna be honest about that, that is a male dominant, like male. That's a
patriarchal. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Genetically, we're all just monkeys. Like, everything else is just what science tells us or whatever.
What the fuck is a gender?
Yeah.
I looked at my options. I said no, thank you, and gave them back.
Other. I would prefer not. Here you are.
I would prefer. Thank you. Yeah. No, really. Like, it was so funny. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was wearing this. He had a really cute shirt on, and I was like, "Your shirt's really cute." And he's like, "Oh, blah blah blah. It's a women's shirt." And I'm like, what the fuck makes it a women's shirt? And he's like, well, the buttons are on the wrong side. And I'm like, what the fuck makes it a woman's shirt?
Yeah.
And he's like, right, it's my shirt. It's my shirt. It's my shirt. It's not a woman's shirt. It's my buttons. But like, what the fuck is that shit? That's so fucking dumb. Like, the episode of The Office that always pisses me off is the one where Michael comes in wearing the woman's suit and everybody like makes fun of him for it. But I'm like, but it fits him.
Yeah.
Like, it looks good. Why?
Because it was the early thousands, man. Every sitcom had to have a women's shirt episode,
I know. The puffy shirt.
Yeah. Every sitcom has one. I remember the place I used to work at, we all had button-up shirts. And I remember that they ran out of men's shirts like really quickly for some reason. Like, they didn't order enough. So I was like, I needed another shirt because I was working full time. So I was like, I'll take whatever. Like, it just needs to fit. Like, oh, but like it's a woman's shirt. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Give me like I don't want to do laundry that often. Give me a fucking give me a extra shirt. Yeah.
I'm like, what had button ups? I'm like, what job had button ups?
Staples.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. I was like, could this possibly been another Rogers Video employee?
Similar color scheme.
Yeah, because I think we had polos, not button-ups.
We had polos and we evolved to button-ups.
Ooh,
like Pokemon. Yeah. Way better, though. I was so, like, the button-ups were so much better. I fucking hate polo shirts. I don't know if it's my grunge rock and roll lifestyle, but polos can burn in hell.
Yeah, they're really uncomfortable.
They're uncomfortable. I don't even think they look that good. Unless you're like, the very specific. There's like a very specific build of clean cut white guy that can wear a polo, and that's
not even white.
It's
not
crazy.
just white guys.
Not just white guys.
But like there's a shape of man that can wear a polo, and they look very good on them.
Yeah. There's like it's a very specific brand of individual. Yeah. And you're like, that's a polo person.
Yeah.
But everyone else needs to, like, we need to defund Ralph Lauren.
I agree. Can we do that anyways? Like, can we just do that and then, like, still, like, let people rock polos? Yeah. Like, I'll run Ralph Lauren.
Yeah. I trust you.
Instead of putting the embroidered horse, though, can we switch back to the embroidered little teddy bear? They had the ones with the, like, yes. So they have the Ralph Lauren teddy bear.
Okay.
Which is an actual product. It's a little teddy bear that wears a polo sweater.
That's adorable.
They had polos that had the little teddy bear embroidered on them, and I want one so badly. Like, I don't like polos. I don't like Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
But I want one because it's got a tiny teddy bear embroidered on it.
Which one's the one that has isn't there one that's got an alligator on it?
Lacoste.
Lacoste, okay. Because the alligator is cool. That makes me feel cool and edgy.
I love the Lacoste polos because also Sanrio had a character that, and here's my deep dive Sanrio knowledge for you. Sanrio had a character called Big Challenges.
Okay.
And he's a little alligator.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember in the 90s owning a polo with Big Challenges embroidered on it instead of the Lacoste alligator. And I kick myself every day that there's no evidence of this thing anywhere.
That's so sad.
Because I was like 7. Like,
that's the only family photo you need to keep was the
like,
one in the polo.
I cannot find anything that exists with that. And so I'm like, damn. But now I want to make one. So I think
There you go.
Yeah.
Just get really into embroidering so you can make a whole line of polos with obscure 90s characters on it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow. Well, actually, the masks that are coming out, I'm getting them handmade in Toronto and custom embroidered in Toronto by a friend of mine.
Nice.
Yeah, so watch out for the pre-order for that coming soon.
Keep your peepers peeled, everybody.
I'm excited. Well, I think by the time this comes out, the pre-order will be out because I think I'm announcing it next week. So.
Check below the video. Me.
I'll have a link.
I'll have a link
for you.
I'll put everything in there.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Oh, cool. So what did you think of your tarot reading?
I mean, it's funny because it almost sounded like it was fixed because you came on my podcast, told me how successful and cool I am, and then also told me not to leave the house and keep working on the podcast. So I do like that. I'm a fan of it.
It's the cards are random. I cannot like.
If I didn't know any better,
I shuffled those cards. You could hear me shuffling them. Yeah,
I don't distrust you.
It's part of the ASMR of my channel.
I'm just glad that the cards were like, you are a media mogul empire in waiting.
You're on your way.
Roll
like you are. Yeah, that's literally what it's saying right now, and and it's so funny that we picked I picked that spread specifically because you seem like a fun person. Like you seem like you'd be fun to hang out with, and like you said, like your whole point of this podcast is that by the end of it you want to be somebody's best friend, and like we're there.
We're there.
It's not even the end yet, and we're there.
No,
but
we're best
friends. But like I picked it because of that, and it still was like, I'm going to tell you that the reason that you think you're not having fun, or the reason that you're not having fun or don't have fun right now, is so that you can focus on this. Like, it still was like, nah, I'm not even going to tell you about your fun. I'm going to tell you about what you're doing.
Get to have fun. Get back to work. And it all comes back to capitalism.
Basically, it's, yeah, really, honestly. Thanks, Sanrio.
Thanks, Sanrio.
So yeah, you said you have the thing that you need to do at the end.
We are drawing to the end of our podcast with a beautiful segue. Speaking of ASMR, I have to put the next piece of paper on my pad. Beautiful. We're going into our last segment. Release.
Is this our ASMR moment?
Our ASMR moment. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We're doing ASMR.
I mean, I could do another bong hit into the mic.
We've come into our last segment. It's my favorite part of the podcast. It's called the lightning round. We call it the lightning round because what I am going to do, Aggie, I am going to put, I have a prepared list of this or that questions. Very simple, very low pressure. I'm going to put 1 minute on a timer. And I'm going to ask you as many questions as we can get through. I'm going to compare your answers to mine. I'm going to see how close we are to becoming best friends.
Okay.
So I've got my pen. I've got my fresh pad of paper.
Okay.
If you're ready, I am ready.
I am ready.
All right. Well, in 3, 2, 1. Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Computer games or console games?
Console.
Pop music or rock music?
Pop.
Stuffed animals or dolls?
Stuffed animals.
Pancakes or waffles?
Oh, fuck. Waffles.
Yeah! Hot chocolate or coffee?
Hot chocolate.
Morning or evening?
Evening.
Text message or call?
Text message.
Libraries or museums?
Museums.
French or Spanish?
Spanish.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Theater or cinema?
Theater.
Love or money?
Oof. Can I have both?
No.
Love.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Hey, and that is our minute. A good amount of questions we got through. I am going to tabulate your score. While I do that, I want you to tell me all about what you're doing, where you are, where people can find you on the internet.
The brand is strong. Aggie_Panda for everything. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitch. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Aggie Panda Adapts. You can find me on YouTube. I uploaded a few videos and I will be uploading more of my tarot reads to that YouTube channel. There's actually a great video with Shaq on my YouTube channel that I should plug, where we tried a bunch of different flavors of wrap snacks and ranked our favorites. You can find me on Twitch every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, reading some random DJ's tarot. And that's where I am. You can find me wandering the streets of Toronto near St. Clair West occasionally.
There you go. Don't be cool about it. Don't be weird about it.
Yeah, don't run up on me because I got my mask and my shield on and everything. Oh, I also have a shield. Like I have a
the face shields?
Yeah, nice. I have a Hello Kitty one.
Nice. The brand is strong. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't step out looking like I don't belong to myself. Is what I'm. That's it. That's the sentence.
Choice sentence. I loved it.
Even my mobility devices are like my wheelchair is wrapped in iridescent car wrap.
Love it.
My mobility scooter is pink.
Good.
And
that's
my
just a good color.
And my cane is pink too. So
boom.
Yep.
That's just a good color to have a mobility scooter in.
It was
a way of life.
It was a Facebook Marketplace find.
Hell yeah.
Popped up on my feed and he wanted. It's a $5,000 scooter regularly. Shit. Like it's a very pricey mobility scooter. And he took $1,200 for it.
Very cool.
So I'm like, damn. And now I have a pink mobility scooter, which is like, how on brand? How on brand? Like
the fucked up thing about being an adult, and I don't know if you ever have these moments, is I sit here and I'm like, that's a good deal. I could get a mobility scooter. When you're a kid, like $100 is so much money. But now when you're an adult, you hear like a scooter's $1,200 and you're like, I could get that.
You know what? The mobility scooter was a good investment, but I'm starting to think that I should have just gotten a regular scooter instead because it's a little slow.
Oh. Okay.
I like it because it's comfortable. Like it's much better for long distances, but also doesn't go very long distances because it's a mobility scooter. Like
We need to get tricked out. We need to go on like pimp my mobility scooter.
I've also been thinking about Power Wheels because Power Wheels are strong enough to hold an adult man.
Yeah.
So I think I need a Barbie Jeep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, or the pink Escalade.
Oh yeah. Do you ever see the rich kids driving around, like the very small kids in their little toddler Jeeps? And you were like, fuck that kid.
Yeah.
Did you have that? I had that. Like,
yeah,
we were playing baseball with, like, broken bats and shitty balls, and then there's this kid in, like, a Benz, and you're just like,
what the fuck is this shit?
I want that, man. We have, like, tricycles.
I was like,
wheels.
I had the original, like, my generation had the original Power Wheels, right?
Yeah.
Like, we had the, like, Jurassic Park Jeep.
Yeah.
And the red Jeep. There was the Jurassic Park Jeep, the red Jeep, and what was the girls' one?
Was it a Barbie Jeep?
It might have been a Barbie Jeep.
Like
it might have actually been modeled after like the Barbie Jeep that like was for Barbies at that time, like the purple and white one.
Yeah.
And if I could find one of those, I would be stoked.
Set.
That's the goal. That's the like mobility device goal. Right
That's how we know that you've made it, is when you can get yourself the 90s Barbie Power Wheel.
Definitely. Awesome.
Aggie, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to let you know that the score that you got was a completely solid 10 out of 17. That's not awful. Statistically above average, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know math very much, but...
I want to know which ones we disagree on, though.
Okay, wait, let me, there's some, you got the important ones, I'll say. You got Coke, you got waffles, those are the ones I care about.
I'm guessing cats versus dogs is probably one of them.
It's funny because I own a cat, but I'm more of a dog person, so I flirt back and forth with that.
And see, that one was hard for me because I love both pretty equally.
Yeah.
I can't have either as pets.
Right.
So but like if I had to pick one or the other, it would definitely be cats because that's what I've had my whole life. So
I just love animals, man. That question changes all the time.
That one changes all the time. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Cookies or cake. All of my branding is cake based, so if I didn't choose cake, I'd be a fraud. Fair. Let's see. Text message or call. I enjoy a nice call, you know?
I also enjoy a nice call, but I prefer a text message.
That's fair. Brevity is good.
Yeah.
I've got wicked ADD, so I forget like text messages all the time, but I can't forget a call, you know what I mean?
Me too.
The call happens and like
I have ADD. I have a delicious dick. Oh wait, no, you've not seen that, have you? I have a shirt that says that. It says
That's
I have
fantastic.
I have ADD, a delicious dick.
That's fantastic. Oh
yeah.
Shit. What else can we differ on? Coffee. I have a crippling addiction to caffeine.
I had to stop drinking coffee last year during my near-death experience.
Yeah,
so I only recently got back into drinking like one every 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot. I've reached that level of the level of adult that you get where if I don't drink coffee, I'm just an asshole like all day.
That's fair.
I quit cigarettes and dived way harder into coffee.
And like better addiction. Like caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Caffeine's way better for you than and congratulations on quitting smoking because that's incredibly difficult. I smoked for like 2 decades.
Yeah. It's not anyone listening at home, best friends don't smoke.
Best friends don't smoke and best friends don't let each other smoke. So if you are still smoking and you are my best friend, reach out to me and I will help you quit because
I got you.
It's important. Yeah.
I'll smack the shit out of the cigarettes in your hand, man.
Dipset that cigarette.
Yeah, gone. And then I'll be respectful and I'll give you like the $10 or whatever you paid for the pack because that would be
because they're like $17 a pack now.
That was one of the other things that got me to quit smoking is I was like literally looking at it financially and I was like, I can't drink as much as I do and also smoke cigarettes. And one of them's killing me a lot faster.
And I don't drink at all. So like, but like cigarettes are just like,
Not good, man. They're little sticks of like cement. Like they're not.
And everybody and like people who mix tobacco with their weed and stuff. And I'm like, why?
It fucks your whole shit up, man.
Why are you ruining perfectly good weed?
What else? Okay, wait. What else do we get? French or Spanish? I'm from the East Coast, so.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Summer or winter? I like being cold.
I don't like either specifically. I need moderate temperatures to exist in my space. So the next move I make is probably going to be to the Bay Area, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm a coaster through and through. If there was any amount of employment there, catch me there.
Yeah.
But you can't run a media empire from Miramichi, New Brunswick.
I mean, here's the thing. Now that everything is online...
That's actually a good point, yeah.
You could.
It's time, boys. It's time for Miramichi to get put on the map.
I mean, like, if it's a consideration, because we're still going to be struggling with this for a few years, if it's a consideration for you, then, like, maybe start manifesting that. Maybe start thinking about, like, what it would take to move and do something like this from there, because... I can't leave Ontario because I'm tied to ODSP.
That's fair.
And it sucks because going through and getting the disability process in another province, it would be
horrendous, I imagine.
Yeah. But like if I can get my Twitch popping off enough, man, moving somewhere would be really nice.
Yeah.
As much as I love Toronto, like I'd love to be somewhere with more moderate temperatures again, and I'd love to be somewhere with more accessible buildings.
Yeah.
Oof,
yeah. But that's unfortunately our time. I mean, unfortunately we had our time. Unfortunately
we had a good time. I had
a ball, and I'm so glad to hear that you did as well. I want to thank you, Aggie, so much for becoming my new best friend.
Yay!
I want to thank all my best friends out there listening, watching, however you do, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, however you listen to the podcast. I just got an email the other day. We're on, I think it's called like Beaner or something. Pod.
Oh, the podcast, like that one. Yeah, the podcast library. Yeah.
I get emails being like, "You're on this thing," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, sounds good. Feels good, man."
Feels good, man. We love to see it.
If you would like to, if you're enjoying the show, if you enjoy me, make sure you catch me every weeknight around like 5, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at OldKingCake. The brand is strong for me too, I guess. I'm OldKingCake on everything. You can submit me any questions you want. If you have ideas for, maybe guests, maybe things you'd like to see on the podcast, make sure you send them. Make sure you follow Aggie Panda. It's at AGGIE_Panda.
Yes,
Boom.
Correct.
Boom. Tarot Tuesday is a fun time. I didn't get to tune in. It was my brother's birthday, but I did watch the VOD. It's a fantastic time. Chat's fun. Very cool. Yes. Very welcoming community.
You should start connecting with some of these people because I bet you they'd be some of your best friends soon too. So
who knows? Make sure
if you ever want to connect with any of them, let me know.
You'll be the first to know. I also want to give a special shout out to my best friends, Isabel Wing for the intro to our podcast, Let's Be Best Friends, and Seth Feldman for the outro. And that's all the time we have for this week. So remember that your mom was your best friend at one point, so give her a call, and we'll see you next week.